Trusting God when everything is going right is easy. When the bills are paid, when the job is steady, and when your relationships are strong, it's easy to say God is good. But the real test comes when life takes a turn, when the paycheck doesn't stretch, when the door you prayed for doesn't open, when the people you counted on walk away. That's when trust becomes real. That's when faith has to kick in. You see, if you only trust God when things are good, you don't trust Him. That's convenience, not faith. Faith is standing firm when everything around you says it's over. It's believing that God is working even when you can't see it. It's holding on when everything in you wants to let go. Trusting God means knowing that no matter what happens, He's still in control. When life doesn't make sense, you have a choice. You can either panic or you can pray. You can either break down or you can stand on His word. And let me tell you something, if you choose to trust Him, He will not fail you. It may not happen the way you want or when you want, but God is never late. He knows exactly what He's doing. Some of the biggest blessings in your life will come from the hardest seasons. That struggle you're in, that test you're facing, it's not there to destroy you, it's there to develop you. God is building something inside of you that can't be built in comfort. He's strengthening your faith, increasing your endurance, teaching you how to depend on Him and not on yourself. You have to trust that God sees the whole picture. You might only see the broken pieces right now, but God already sees the masterpiece. You may feel lost, but He already knows the way. What feels like a mess to you is just part of His divine plan. Stop trying to figure it all out and start trusting that He already has it figured out. When things get tough, don't let fear take over. Fear and faith cannot exist in the same space. If you let fear lead you, you will always doubt what God is doing. But if you let faith lead you, will walk with confidence, knowing that even if you don't see the way, God has already made it. Trust Him even when it's hard. This journey is about trusting God in all things, the good, the bad, the confusing, the unexpected. If He allowed it, He will use it. If He started it, He will finish it. He is not a halfway God. He doesn't leave things incomplete. So keep trusting, keep believing, and keep walking in faith, because He's not done with you yet. We all want answers. We all want to know why things happen, when the breakthrough is coming, and how everything is going to work out. But faith doesn't work that way. Faith is not about having all the answers. It's about trusting God even when you have none. It's about believing that His plan is greater than your understanding. If you only trust God when you can see the plan, that's not faith, that's logic. And let me tell you, God doesn't operate on human logic. His ways are higher, His thoughts are greater, and His vision is beyond anything we could ever imagine. Sometimes He will intentionally keep you in the dark to teach you how to walk by faith and not by sight. Think about this. When you drive at night, your headlights don't show you the whole road, just a few feet ahead. But you keep driving because you trust that the road is there. That's how faith works. God may not show you the whole journey, but He gives you just enough to keep going. He wants you to trust Him step by step, not just when everything is clear. The problem is that too many people quit because they don't understand what God is doing. They give up because things don't look like they expected. But let me ask you, do you trust your understanding more than you trust God? Are you willing to let go of your need for control and say, God, I don't get it, but I trust you anyway? Some of the best things that will ever happen to you won't make sense at first. The biggest blessings will come from places you never expected. The doors that close, the relationships that end, the delays that frustrate you, they are all part of the bigger picture that you can't see yet. God knows exactly what He's doing. If you could see everything, you wouldn't need faith. Faith is about believing even when there's no proof yet. It's about saying, God, I trust your plan more than I trust my feeling. Your feelings will lie to you. They'll tell you it's over. They'll tell you to quit. But faith tells you to keep going, to keep believing, to keep trusting that what God promised will come to pass. Stop trying to figure everything out and start trusting that God has already figured it out. Stop stressing over things that God has already worked out in your favor. He's not asking you to understand. He's asking you to trust. And if you trust Him, He will take you places you never thought possible. Struggles are not accidents. They're not random punishments or unfair burdens placed on your shoulders. Every struggle, every challenge, every obstacle, it all has a purpose. But the problem is when you're in the middle of it, you can't see that purpose. All you see is the pain, the frustration, the confusion. And if you're not careful, you'll start believing that your struggle is proof that God has forgotten about you. But let me tell you something. God doesn't waste struggles. He uses them. Think about the hardest times in your life. Think about the moments you didn't think you would make it through. Now look at yourself. You're still here. You're stronger. You're wiser. You're different. That struggle shaped you. It built something inside of you that comfort never could. You don't grow when life is easy. You grow when you have to push through, when you have to fight, when you have to hold on, even when everything in you wants to give up. That struggle was not meant to break you. It was meant to build you. Sometimes God allows struggles because he's preparing you for something greater. He's getting you ready for what you've been praying for. See, you want a blessing, but are you ready to handle it? You want the breakthrough, but do you have the strength to carry it? God doesn't just give, he prepares. And that preparation often comes in the form of struggle. If you skip the struggle, you miss the strength. If you avoid the hardship, you miss the lesson. And if you miss the lesson, you won't be ready for what God has next. Do you ever notice how the best stories, the most inspiring testimonies always come from people who went through something? That's because purpose is born in struggle. Greatness is developed in adversity. The very thing you're crying about today might be the very thing that pushes you into your purpose tomorrow. That setback might be your setup. That pain might be your promotion. What looks like a breakdown might be a breakthrough in disguise. But you won't see it if you quit. You won't see it if you stop trusting in the middle of the process. You don't get muscles without lifting weights. You don't get endurance without running the race. And you don't get faith without walking through struggles. If God took away every hard thing, you would never grow. You would never learn how to trust him. You would never see his power working in your life. That struggle is not there to destroy you. It's there to reveal who you are. It's there to push you to a new level. It's there to show you what you're made of. And most importantly, it's there to show you who God is in your life. So stop looking at your struggles as punishments and start seeing them as preparation. Stop focusing on what's wrong and start asking God, what are you teaching me? Because the moment you shift your perspective, the moment you realize that your pain has a purpose, is the moment you start walking in power. The enemy wants you to think it's over, that you're stuck, that nothing will ever change. But God is saying, hold on, keep trusting, keep believing. I'm doing something greater than you can see right now. Pain is one of the hardest things to understand. When you're going through it, all you want is for it to stop. You pray for relief, you beg for answers, and you wonder why God is allowing you to hurt. But what you don't realize at the moment is that God never allows pain without a purpose. He doesn't let you go through storms just to watch you suffer. If he allows pain, he is going to use it. Every tear, every disappointment, every closed door, it's all part of the process of shaping you into the person you're meant to be. Think about gold. Before it shines, it has to go through the fire. It has to be refined, purified, and melted down so that all the impurities can be removed. The same thing happens to you when you go through pain. God is refining you, stripping away the things that don't belong, your doubts, your fears, your weaknesses, so that he can reveal the strength, the faith, and the power that he's placed inside of you. Pain is not punishment. It's preparation. It's God molding you, shaping you, and getting you ready for something greater. Do you ever notice how people who have been through real struggles are some of the strongest, most compassionate, most faithful people you'll ever meet? That's because pain teaches you things that comfort never could. It teaches you endurance. It teaches you empathy. It teaches you how to rely on God instead of yourself. The pain you went through in your past wasn't just for you. It was also so you could help someone else. Because one day, somebody is going to be struggling with the same thing you overcame. And you'll be able to look them in the eye and say, I've been there. I know how it feels. But also know that God will bring you through. The enemy wants you to think your pain is pointless. He wants you to believe that your suffering is wasted and that nothing good can come from it. But let me tell you something. God wastes. He will take the very thing the enemy meant to destroy you with and turn it into the thing that builds you up. The very thing that tried to break you will become the testimony that strengthens you. That heartbreak, God will use it to show you what real love looks like. That failure, God will use it to teach you how to rise again. That rejection, God will use it to position you for something better. Look back at your life. Look at everything you thought was going to break you, everything you thought you wouldn't survive, but you did. And not only did you survive, you grew, you changed, you became wiser, you became stronger. That wasn't by accident. That was God shaping you. That was Him using every painful experience to turn you into the person you were meant to be. If He had removed the pain too soon, you wouldn't be as strong as you are now. You wouldn't be as resilient, as faithful, as determined. Sometimes the very thing you're trying to pray away is the very thing God is using to build you. The hardest moments in your life are not wasted. God sees your pain. He knows your struggle, and He is working through it. The process may not feel good, but the result is going to be worth it, because when God allows pain, He also provides purpose. When He allows struggle, He also provides strength. What you're going through right now is shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for something greater than you can even imagine. Everybody experiences setbacks. You had a plan, you had a vision, you were working hard, and then, boom, life throws something at you that knocks you off track. The job falls through, the relationship ends, the opportunity disappears, and suddenly you feel stuck. You feel like all your progress was for nothing. But let me tell you something. Setbacks are not signs of failure. They are setups for something greater that you can't see yet. What looks like a loss today might be the very thing that leads you to your biggest breakthrough tomorrow. Think about an arrow. Before it can be launched forward, it has to be pulled back. The farther it's pulled, the stronger the launch. Some of you feel like life keeps pulling you backward. Like every time you try to move forward, something drags you back down. But what if God is pulling you back to position you for something greater? What if what feels like a delay is part of His divine setup? Sometimes the setback is just a tension before the breakthrough. We see setbacks as obstacles, but God sees them as opportunities. That rejection, it was redirection. That failure, it was preparation. That delay, it was protection. Sometimes God has to let things fall apart so He can build something better. If you got everything you wanted when you wanted it, you wouldn't be ready. You wouldn't be strong enough, wise enough, or mature enough to handle it. God knows what He's doing, even when it doesn't make sense to you. Some of the most successful, powerful, inspiring people in the world didn't get there without setbacks. They lost their jobs. They went through heartbreak. They faced failure. But instead of giving up, they trusted the process. They kept moving, even when they didn't understand. And eventually they realized that what looked like a setback was pushing them into their destiny. The things they thought were working against them were working for them. You may not see it now, but God is setting you up for something bigger than you imagine. The doors that closed were never meant for you. The relationships that ended were never part of your future. The opportunities that passed you by weren't aligned with your purpose. God is not taking things away from you. He's making room for something greater. That delay, it's a setup. That disappointment, it's a setup. That hardship, it's a setup. You're not going backward. You're being positioned for something better. When life doesn't go as planned, don't let frustration make you forget that God is still in control. Just because things don't look the way you expected doesn't mean they're not working in your favor. Sometimes the biggest blessings come disguised as setbacks. The hardest moments are the ones that shape you for the greatest victories. What feels like a loss today might just be the setup that launches you into something greater than you ever imagined. Waiting is one of the hardest things in life. You pray, you work, you believe, and yet nothing seems to be happening. You see other people moving forward, getting their breakthroughs, stepping into their blessings, and you start wondering, God, did you forget about me? But let me tell you something. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. A delay does not mean denial. God's not saying no. He's saying not yet, because I have something better for you at the right time. Timing is everything. You can have the right gift, the right calling, the right purpose, but if you step into it too soon, it won't work. A blessing given at the wrong time can feel like a burden. Imagine receiving something you're not prepared to handle. It will either overwhelm you or slip right through your hands. God is not just preparing the blessing for you, He's preparing you for the blessing. And that preparation takes time. If He rushes the process, you won't be ready to sustain the very thing you've been praying for. Think about a seed. When you plant it, you don't see anything right away. It's buried in the dirt, hidden from sight, but something is happening beneath the surface. Roots are growing. The foundation is being built, and then at the right time, it breaks through the ground. That's how God's timing works. You may not see it, but something is happening. Your faith is growing, your strength is increasing, and your character is developing. The delay is not punishment, it's preparation. Too many people give up because they think delay means denial. They stop believing, stop praying, stop expecting, all because things aren't happening fast enough. But God does not operate on your schedule. He sees the whole picture. He knows what's coming. And when the time is right, when you're ready, He will open the doors that no one can shut. He will release the opportunities that were always meant for you. But if you rush ahead of Him, you might settle for something less than what He intended. Have you ever looked back at something you desperately wanted and realized that God's delay was His protection? That relationship you begged for but later saw was all wrong? That job you were upset about losing, but it led you to something better? Sometimes the delays that frustrate you are the very things that save you. God knows what He's doing, and His timing is never off. He is not slow. He is not late. He is strategic. And when He finally moves, things will come together so smoothly, so perfectly, that you'll realize it was worth the wait. If you're in a season of waiting, don't lose faith. Don't let doubt creep in and convince you that it's over. Keep believing, keep trusting, keep preparing. The delay is not a no, it's a not yet. And when the time is right, when you're ready, God will release everything that belongs to you and nothing will be able to stop it. We've all been there. You wanted something so bad, you prayed for it, worked for it, believed it was yours. And then the door slammed shut, the opportunity disappeared, the relationship ended, the job offer never came. And in that moment, you felt hurt, confused, maybe even angry. You started asking God, why? Why would you let this happen? But what if I told you that every closed door is not rejection? Sometimes it's protection. What if God was saving you from something you couldn't see? What if that no was a blessing in disguise? Think about how many times you've wanted something only to realize later that it wasn't what you thought it was. That person you thought was your soulmate turned out to be the wrong one. That job you were heartbroken over led you to a better one. That plan you had for your life would have taken you in the wrong direction. God sees what you can't see. He knows the things that look good on the surface but are filled with problems underneath. And sometimes out of His love for you, He has to shut the door before you walk into something that will hurt you. A parent doesn't let their child play in the street just because the child wants to. The child doesn't understand the danger, but the parent does. That's how God works. He's not punishing you, He's protecting you. You might think that closed doors are unfair, but what if walking through them would have delayed your destiny? What if saying yes to that opportunity would have cost you the one God had planned for you? God doesn't take things away to hurt you. He removes them to make room for something better. We get so caught up in chasing after things that we don't realize when God is telling us to let go. We knock on doors that were never meant for us, try to force relationships that would never align with our purpose, and then get frustrated when things don't work out. But what if God is redirecting you? What if He's closing one door because He has something bigger, something greater, something beyond what you can even imagine? You might be focused on what you lost, but God is focused on where He's taking you next. Every closed door is a test of faith. Do you trust God even when things don't go your way? Do you believe He has a plan even when you don't understand it? The true test of faith is not in getting everything you want. It's in trusting that when you don't, it's because God has something better. You may not see it today. You may not understand it now, but one day you'll look back and thank God for every door He closed, because those closed doors led you straight to your purpose. If something in your life isn't working, if doors keep closing, stop fighting against it. Start trusting that God knows what He's doing. He is not shutting doors to hurt you. He's shutting them to lead you. He's removing distractions, protecting you from unseen dangers, and making sure you don't settle for anything less than His best. What you see as a disappointment today may very well be the very thing that puts you on the path to your greatest blessing. When trouble shows up in your life, doubt is usually the first thing that comes knocking. You start questioning if things will ever change, if you're on the right path, and if God has a plan for you. The enemy wants you to believe that the struggle is bigger than the promise, that the delay means denial, and that the hardship means you've been forgotten. But let me tell you something, if you're going to doubt anything, doubt the problem, not God's plan. The problem is temporary, but God's plan is eternal. The problem will pass, but his promises will never fail. The reason we struggle with doubt is because we focus too much on what we see. If things don't look good, we assume they'll never get better. If things aren't moving fast, we assume they'll never happen. But what we see is only part of the picture. God is always working behind the scenes. Just because you can't see a way doesn't mean there isn't one. Just because you don't have the answer yet doesn't mean it's not coming. The problem wants you to believe it's the final word, but God always has the last say. Think about the times in your life when you thought it was over, when you thought you wouldn't make it. But look at you now. You survived. You got through it. And not only did you get through it, you grew, you learned, you became stronger. That's proof that problems don't last forever, but God's plan does. If he brought you through before, he will bring you through again. If he made a way before, he will make a way again. Your situation may change, but God never does. Too many people put more faith in their problems than in God's power. They let the size of the storm convince them that the sun will never shine again. They let a temporary struggle make them forget that God is still in control. But faith means trusting even when you don't understand. It means believing even when you don't see the answer. It means standing firm even when everything around you is shaking. Problems will come and go, but God's plan remains. His word does not return void. If he said it, he will do it. Sometimes God allows struggles not to weaken your faith, but to strengthen it. He wants to see if you will trust him even when nothing makes sense. He wants to know if you will hold on to his promises even when the problem is screaming in your face. The real test is not whether you can trust God when things are going well. The test is whether you can trust him when things feel like they're falling apart, when the door doesn't open, when the breakthrough doesn't come on your schedule, when everything in you wants to quit. That's when faith is built. Doubt will try to whisper in your ear that things will never change, that you'll never win, that the problem is bigger than you. But every time doubt shows up, remind yourself of who your God is. He is bigger than the struggle. He is greater than the obstacle. He is stronger than anything standing in your way. The problem may look impossible, but God specializes in the impossible. So instead of doubting him, doubt the problem. Because the problem will pass, but his plan will always prevail. Life has a way of making you forget just how far you've come. You get so caught up in today's struggle that you forget about yesterday's victories. You worry about how you're going to make it through this challenge, as if God hasn't already brought you through worse. But let me remind you, the same God who helped you before is the same God who will help you again. He didn't bring you this far just to leave you. He didn't make a way last time just to abandon you now. If he did it before, he will do it again. Think back to a time when you thought it was over, when you thought you wouldn't make it, when you were staring at a situation that looked impossible. But somehow God showed up. He opened a door. He provided when you had nothing. He made a way when there was no way. That wasn't luck. That wasn't coincidence. That was God. And the beautiful thing about God is that he doesn't change. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. If he delivered you before, he will deliver you again. If he strengthened you before, he will strengthen you again. But the enemy doesn't want you to remember that. He wants you to focus on the struggle, to get overwhelmed by the problem, to believe that this time is different. He wants you to panic, to doubt, to forget that you serve a God who has never failed you. That's why every time you face a new challenge, you have to remind yourself, this is not my first storm. This is not my first battle. And if God brought me through before, there's no reason to believe he won't do it again. Faith is built on remembering. Every victory in your past is proof of what God can do in your future. Every closed door he opened, every obstacle he removed, every impossible situation he turned around, that's evidence that you are not alone. When you face something difficult, don't let fear take over. Let your memory take over. Start listing every time God came through for you and watch how your faith begins to rise. Because when you remember what he's done before, you'll start to expect him to do it again. Sometimes we act like every new problem is bigger than the last one. Like this time God might not show up. But God doesn't run out of power. He doesn't run out of solutions. He doesn't run out of ways to bless you. If he provided for you once, he can do it again. If he gave you strength before, he will do it again. If he healed you, lifted you, and made a way for you, he will do it again. He is still God. He is still in control. He is still moving on your behalf. So the next time life tries to shake your faith, stop and remind yourself who your God is. Look back at what he's already done in your life. Look at the doors he's already opened, the battles he's already won. You didn't come this far on your own. God brought you here. And the same God who helped you before is the same God who will help you again. He hasn't changed. He hasn't left, and he's not about to start now. Storms in life are inevitable. There will be moments when the winds are raging, the rain is pouring, and you can't see a way forward. You may feel like you're drowning in problems, overwhelmed by uncertainty, and stuck in a situation that feels like it will never end. But let me tell you something. No storm lasts forever. No matter how strong it seems right now, it will pass. It might feel like you're in the middle of chaos, but if you just keep walking in faith, you will make it through. The problem is when we're in the middle of a storm, we start believing that this is how life will always be. We stop dreaming, we stop hoping, we stop believing that better days are coming. But storms are not permanent. They are temporary disruptions, not permanent destinations. They come to test you, to grow you, to strengthen you, but they do not come to stay. In the same way, storms roll in, they also roll out. The question is, will you keep walking or will you let the storm make you stop? Faith is what keeps you moving when everything around you says to give up. Faith is what reminds you that this is just a season, not the end of your story. When Peter stepped out of the boat to walk on water, he was fine as long as he kept his eyes on Jesus. But the moment he focused on the storm, he started sinking. That's what happens to us. The storm is only as powerful as the attention we give it. If you focus on the problem, it will consume you. But if you focus on God, he will carry you through. Think about the storms you've already survived. The ones you thought would break you, but somehow you're still here. You've been through struggles, heartbreaks, setbacks, and yet you're still standing. That's proof that storms don't last forever. God didn't bring you through all of that just to leave you now. If he carried you through before, he will do it again. The same God who calmed the storm for the disciples is the same God who can calm the storm in your life. Sometimes the storm isn't about destruction. It's about direct. God allows storms not to stop you, but to shift you. Maybe he's closing doors you weren't meant to walk through. Maybe he's removing distractions that were slowing you down. Maybe he's using the storm to push you into your purpose. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking God, what are you teaching me through this? Because if you can trust him in the storm, he will bring you out stronger than before. No matter how bad it looks, no matter how long it's been, don't let the storm shake your faith. Keep walking, keep believing, keep trusting. This is not where your story ends. The rain will stop, the clouds will clear, the sun will shine again. And when you come out on the other side, you will look back and realize that the storm wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to prepare you for what's coming next. Everyone loves the idea of success, the idea of arriving at the destination. But the truth is, success is not just about where you end up. It's about how you get there. The journey is filled with ups and downs, highs and lows, smooth roads and rocky paths. Hard times are part of the process. They are not the end. The pain you're feeling today is not the final chapter of your story. It's just a part of your story. Hard times might feel like they're breaking you, but in reality, they are shaping you into the person you need to be. You see, there's no such thing as a smooth, uninterrupted path to greatness. If it was easy, everyone would do it. If it was comfortable, you wouldn't grow. Growth happens in the struggle. Hard times teach you things that success never will. They build character. They strengthen resilience. They deepen your faith. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to develop the strength and wisdom you need for the next chapter of your life. The journey is designed to stretch you, to mold you, to prepare you for something greater than you could ever imagine. Think about all the people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things. They didn't get there by avoiding hardships. They didn't get there by playing it safe or taking shortcuts. They got there by facing the hard times head on, by persevering when everything in them wanted to quit. The hard times you're experiencing now are not random. They are part of your preparation. Every setback is a setup. Every failure is a lesson. Every tear you shed is watering the seeds of your future success. But too often, when we hit a rough patch, we start to believe that this is how it will always be. We think this is it. This is my life now. We let the hard times define us instead of seeing them for what they are. Temporary circumstances that are preparing us for something greater. Don't get stuck in the hard times. Don't let them convince you that this is the end. It's not. It's just part of the process. And the process is leading you to something better, something greater than you can even see right now. It's easy to feel like you're losing when you're going through tough times. It's easy to feel like everything is falling apart. But let me tell you, losing is only temporary when you don't give up. Every great success story has moments of struggle. Every victory has been preceded by some sort of fight. The people who make it to the other side aren't the ones who quit. They're the ones who kept going even when it felt impossible. And that's what you're being called to do today. Don't quit. Don't let the hard times fool you into thinking this is the end. This is just part of the journey. So when life gets hard, don't lose heart. Don't let your circumstances define your future. You are not where you're going to stay. You're on a journey. You're being molded, shaped, and prepared for something greater. Hard times are just a pit stop, not the final destination. Keep moving, keep believing, keep pushing forward. The best is yet to come, and this struggle is just getting you ready for what's next. There will be times when you feel like you're stuck in the middle of a battle and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You'll wonder, why am I going through this? What's the point? Why does it feel like the whole world is against me? But here's the truth. Your struggle has a purpose. It's not just random pain. It's not just bad luck. Every struggle has been strategically placed in your life to serve a purpose. It's there to grow you, stretch you, and prepare you for something bigger than you can even imagine. Struggles come to build your resilience. They come to remind you that you have strength you didn't even know existed. When things get hard and it feels like you can't take another step, that's when you find out what you're made of. That's when you tap into the strength that God placed inside of you. The purpose of the struggle is not to destroy you, but to refine you. It's to show you that you can rise above it. It's to teach you that no matter what life throws at you, you can handle it. Every time you overcome a challenge, you become more than you were before. Your struggle is the weight that builds your strength. Just like a muscle grows through resistance, your character grows through struggle. You may not see it in the moment, but every challenge, every setback, every difficult season is shaping you into the person you were created to be. You can't skip the struggle. You can't avoid the process. It's a necessary part of the journey. Without it, you wouldn't grow. You see, struggles are not the end of your story. They're the beginning of your transformation. Every struggle is leading you to a breakthrough. What feels like a setback today is positioning you for a victory tomorrow. The more you push through, the stronger you become. The more you keep going, the closer you get to the blessing that's waiting for you. The struggle is not there to stop you. It's there to launch you into your next level. So don't quit in the middle of the process. Keep pushing forward because you are getting closer every single day. When you can see the purpose in your struggle, it changes everything. You stop focusing on the pain and start focusing on the purpose. You start asking, why me? And start asking, what can I learn from this? The minute you shift your mindset and start believing that the struggle has a purpose, you begin to rise above it. You begin to walk with strength and confidence, knowing that this pain is only temporary and is shaping you into something greater than you could have ever imagined. No matter how hard it gets, don't lose sight of the bigger picture. The struggle you're facing today is not permanent. It's part of the process. You have a purpose. And that purpose will always push you to keep moving forward. Keep believing in the purpose of your struggle because your breakthrough is on the other side. Don't stop now. Keep pushing forward. You are stronger than you think, and the best is yet to come.